Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. I'm trying to nudge my mustache into some shape. I meant to trim it last night, but I got busy doing absolutely nothing. And I can see little hairs doing this, and it's really distracting me. But hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome back to my channel. It is 9:30 exactly. Yesterday, I finished a video where I said that I didn't have to be at work until 7:47 a.m. That's a trip 2 weeks from now. That's a different trip entirely. So this morning, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. I don't want to do this. Looked at my schedule in case anything changed, and it turns out my report time is 10:55 a.m. So, of course, I turned right back over, turned the air conditioning on a little bit lower just to kind of get myself to sleep. It was very nice. Buddy and Eleanor gave me little snuggles. We had some treats. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning. And then I had packed everything, so my car was all ready to go. My uniform shirt is over here. Bags are packed back there. Everything's charged. I was all ready to rush off to work. So this morning it was so easy to actually leave the house. What's going on? What else is going on that I'm going to say before I go to work? Oh, you know, I think I've hinted that our social media policy at work has changed a little bit. It's definitely much more generous in that we can be a little freer to be in uniform as long as we're compliant. We have to be 100% compliant if you're going to be on film. And I think we're allowed to say who we work for. You all know who I work for, right? You know who I work for. But I'm still gonna play it real safe. I might like dip into the awareness of who I work for. But if you know me, you know my history, you know my channel. It's not always been a really safe, comfortable topic. So I'm still a little wary. But that the company has fully embraced the fact that this is a very social media type world, and it's part of our lives. So they've sent out a read file letting us know that we can be in uniform on camera. Of course, we can't do anything against the company's policies, of course, and I would never want to do that. But yeah, I'm still a little gun shy. I've had some experiences with the social media policy that weren't amazing, but the policies have changed. So we'll see what happens. So you may see me on uniform, in uniform saying hi to you, but it's still probably never going to be a focus on my channel, who I work for, because it doesn't really matter who I work for. Just, you all know that I love my job, love my passengers. I like a lot of my coworkers. I love many of them. So it's a good thing, but blah, blah, blah. So you might see more of who I work for, but you're not going to see me like, hey, look, right here. I need a little coffee, because this is all an act right now. I would love to turn back over and go to sleep. So I'm going to pop this little thing in the window and make my way to the airport. I'm still early, so I'll grab a coffee, maybe a little bite to eat. We're going to be flying off to Detroit today, and then to Tampa. We got an hour and a half sit in Detroit, which is where I'll have my lunch. But that's it. That's it. I will see you guys either in Detroit or somewhere soon. All right, bye. And it's a beautiful day in Las Vegas. There's the Luxor, Mandalay Bay, and we've got Excalibur over there as well. We are going to Detroit, 3 hours, 27 minutes. We have a short sit there, then off to Tampa. I'm flying lead. We're on a 321 Neo. The gentleman who's working up in front with me is Detroit-based, so he's going home after a long day. And yeah, let's go. Oh, we're switching to a 320 in Detroit, which is kind of strange, but let's go to Detroit. Detroit. And welcome to Tampa. Hello, hello, hello. It's been a very long day, guys. A very nice day, but a long day. Our first flight was 3 hours and 40 something minutes, almost 4 hours. Really easy. We did have one passenger who tested pretty much everyone's limit And but with good CRM, crew resource management, communication, and some de-escalation techniques, we took care of the situation and tried to make sure the people around this person who was trying to be a problem, they were comfortable and felt safe and everything like that. So it could have been much, much worse. Got to Detroit. We were supposed to have an hour-and-a-half sit. That was evaporated. That was eaten up by a short delay in our plane. Was a little delayed in arriving into Vegas. I think it came in from Phoenix. And then it was a little bit of a delay in leaving Vegas. So the delay was gobbled up. So I did not get to gobble up any food. I had a breakfast sandwich and a coffee and an orange juice this morning before getting to the airport, and I really haven't eaten anything since. It's been, I lied, I ate some ramen noodles earlier in today. It is 23:58. It's almost midnight here. So it's been a fairly long day. The second leg, super easy, effortless, no problems, no challenges at all. Really nice crew, really, really fun crew. We were in an Airbus Neo, A321neo this morning, and then our second flight of the day was in an Airbus A321 Spaceflex. I much prefer the Spaceflex. I do not like the Neo aircraft myself. I don't like the cart setup, and I don't like the bulkhead that's in front of me. I can't really see passengers as easily as I would like to, so I much prefer the Spaceflex. But blah, blah, blah. That was our day. Really easy, just a lot of work, honestly. Simple work, easy work, really great passengers. I got 2 hugs from little girls that were just absolute dolls, and just met some really great kids, just some really, really great kids, great parents. Blah, blah, blah. No new information. Let me let you go. I'm going to have some snacks, probably some cherries. I'm on a cherry binge lately. And then breakfast. We get a breakfast here tomorrow morning. And I'm not sure what to do. It's only 81 degrees here, but the humidity is so thick. It's misery. I can only imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow. So I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. My initial plans were to go to like Busch Gardens possibly, but that would cost me like $200 or $250 for the day, and I'm really not sure if I'm willing to spend that for that. I was thinking of renting a car and driving around Tampa and visiting some places that I knew from when I was living down here, sometimes in my minivan. But again, if it's going to be super hot and super, super thick, sticky, I might just stay in the hotel room. There is a pool. I don't think I have swim shorts, but I do have a pair of shorts that I can wear anyway. I just keep talking. I just keep talking and talking. Let me let you go, and I will see you soon. All right? See you tomorrow. My phone just sent me an alert letting me know that there are thunderstorms on the way, and I think I see them right there. And good morning again. Hi. So I did go downstairs to the front lobby. I grabbed my breakfast sandwich. That's included in my stay. It was thick slices of turkey with an egg on a croissant and cheese. It was delicious. Some orange juice, very nice. Went up to the room, ate that, watched a couple of videos, and then I thought, well, you know, well, right now it's 9:44 in the morning. If I go back to sleep and I sleep until like 11 o'clock or so, I have to be back asleep by like 7, 8 at the latest. We have a 4 a.m. shuttle, so I really can't sleep all day because I won't sleep later on tonight in preparation for tomorrow. And we've got 3 legs tomorrow, so I'm gonna stay awake. I'm down by the pool. Very nice, not refreshing at all, as it's just about a degree below my body temperature. The water is very hot. The weather has been sort of off and on. It's been raining on that side of the building, but not on this side. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm leaving the hotel. I really don't think I'm going to leave. It's kind of hot. It's kind of humid. It's raining off and on. Ta-da! I've been to Tampa before, so it's not like I'm missing anything. There is a couple places nearby for food. There's a grocery store nearby, so if I need anything, I can just shoot over there. But I think I'm pretty much all set. I'm going to hang out by the pool a few more minutes and then go back up to the room and probably just play video games. Maybe film something for my channel. I'm not quite sure. But that is my layover here in Tampa. Nothing too exciting. So I'm going to stop yammering away and just let you go. I'll see you later. So I knew there was something I was forgetting to tell you. What happened here? My eyebrow, look at how gray my eyebrow has gotten. Oh my gosh, it's really happening, guys. I'm getting really old. All right, so I knew I was forgetting to tell you something. While I was eating my breakfast sandwich this morning, I was watching some YouTube videos, as usual. I've been binging Two Guys on a Plane. Do you know who I'm talking about? If you're on Facebook and you're a flight attendant, I am sure you follow them. They always post a meme pretty much every day, if not multiple times a day. Something insightful, thoughtful, humorous about being a flight attendant. And it's always a hard truth. It's never an exaggeration. It's just fun. And apparently they're huge on Instagram. I'm not really an Instagram person myself, but they have a YouTube channel. They have a YouTube channel, like a podcast on YouTube. The two of them sit down on this set that's very much like a little talk show. The two of them chat back and forth on a given topic, and they're pretty concise. The videos are not as long as mine are, of course, because they don't ramble on every single topic. But I've been binging their videos. They only have about 435 subscribers. It blows my mind. I looked at their subscriber count, and I saw 430 something, and I thought, well, it must be 1,000 because they're so amazing, and it's not. They're like 400 and some odd, 430 something subscribers, and I just think that's shocking because their content is so good. So if you're a flight attendant, if you're interested in being a flight attendant, or just like the flight attendant vibe, go check out, after my video, go check out Two Guys on a Plane. Real easy to type in. Tell them I said hi, all right? They don't know me from Adam, but can't hurt. And yeah, there you go. I will see you guys later after. Am I taking a nap? Probably not, because I have to sleep tonight. I want to nap, but I can't. There's a grocery store nearby. I might stop over there for some snacks, because I don't have any good snacks. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not telling you anything good, so let me talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, hi. So it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've gotten kind of bored hanging out in my room, watching YouTube videos. I will sit down and play some video games for a little while, but for the time being, kind of bored, and there's nothing around. There's a shopping plaza a mile and a half away with a Target, but who cares? So I found a grocery store pretty close by, so I'm gonna buy some snacks, maybe a little fruit, something I discovered very strange. People buy kale on purpose. On purpose. I don't understand, but they do. This place has like half an acre of prepared foods that you can put into a little container. It's now $12 a pound. And you know, the way I pack these things, it would cost me $30. Ugh. So I ended up buying some lunch. I got some cherries because I'm still in a cherry kick. I got some energy drinks for tomorrow. Picked up some scones so I can nibble on one today for a snack and bring the rest with me because I will not have a chance to eat breakfast. Buffalo much. Just ran into a coworker as she was crossing over, and it is insidiously hot out here, mostly because of the humidity plus the temperature. Give me Vegas heat anytime. I do not miss this. All right. Oh, and I've got a layover later on this month in New Orleans. It's going to be even worse than this. All right, let me get to the hotel room, cool off, have some lunch. I will see you later. Oh my God, my head is killing me. I am so frustrated. And all I can see are little mustache hairs crawling up my face. I've been back in the hotel room for a few hours now, working on bidding for July's schedule. I'm working around some days I need off. I'm trying to work around my vacation to maximize my vacation hours so I don't lose any trips, because they'll take me off a trip that overlaps any of my vacation. So I'm trying to just maneuver around these things. And the Wi-Fi in this hotel is almost as bad as our hotel in New Orleans. which is the worst Wi-Fi in the country. And it keeps knocking me off left and right. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just so tedious. I definitely want to put something of a bid in today because it's the first day of bidding. And if I forget after this, I want to have something in the process. But I've eaten 2 pieces of pizza for lunch. I got that at the grocery store. I also picked up a huge bag of cherries because apparently I can't not eat cherries every day lately. I picked up 2 of these Riot energy drinks for tomorrow because it's going to take a hell of a lot of caffeine to get me home. And I picked up some blueberry scones while I was at the market as well. I'm going to have one of these as a snack after my pizza. No carbs here. And then probably eat one for breakfast tomorrow and then have the rest to nibble on during our day tomorrow. So what I'm about to do is take my laptop and go downstairs to the business office section that this hotel probably has and see if the Wi-Fi isn't more stable downstairs, or I'll use that computer to work on my bids. But that's what I'm doing today. Yeah, just a quiet day on a quiet layover. I deserve it. After all of my walking in New York, I could use a nice quiet layover here in Tampa. So I will see you later on this evening before bed, which should really honestly be in about 3 or 4 hours. All right, see you soon. All right, guys, hi. So I've been downstairs in the lobby for maybe an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer. In addition to the hour and a half I was upstairs trying to place a bid for next month's schedule. The Wi-Fi is working down here, which is really great. So I usually get my first or second choice when bidding for a schedule. But next month, it's a little bit complicated. I have an event that I'm going to in Vancouver. So I'm trying to bid around those dates. Plus, I have vacation the 7th through the 13th, I think. I have no real plans because I'm going to expect to spend a lot of money in Vancouver, so no real plans for July. But I'm trying to bid around those times but not lose a ton of money. So I couldn't find any lines that gave me all the days I wanted off, which would have been kind of spectacular. But I did find, let's see how many, 24 lines that would allow, well, it would, one trip from each of those lines would be pulled from my schedule because it would overlap with my vacation or other days that I'm working. So that's the only way I can really figure on getting the time off I want, but also the credit I need financially. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to fine tune this bid sheet tomorrow when I'm home, but I'm done. I can't even see. I'm cross-eyed right now from the process of bidding. Looking at the bid sheet, the bid package, I am number 218 in terms of bidding. With 724 flight attendants in Vegas. So my seniority is fairly good. You know, you'd think I would have better luck with picking up or swapping or something, but that chance on that. But I shouldn't complain. So I think I'm done bidding for now. I just overheard the woman working behind the desk that they're trying to get ready for an event and they're shorthanded and she has to blow up like 100 balloons. I'm actually tempted to go over and see if she needs help blowing up balloons. What a weirdo I am, right? So I think I'm gonna walk over and let's go do that now. Let's see if she needs help blowing up balloons. That would be weird. What'd you do in your layover, Stephen? I blew up balloons. Hi there. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you. I just overheard you said you had to blow up like 100 balloons. Do you need help?
No, I got my handy dandy machine there.
Oh, okay. I got a pair of lungs on me.
It's just, you know.
What, you're going to make a joke? Well, she doesn't need help blowing up balloons. Her coworkers all went out for ice cream, leaving her here alone to man the front desk and blow up 100 balloons. But she has the little machine that helps her blow them. It's just tying the little knots on the balloons that's the painful part. Yeah, I figured I'd offer to help. What am I doing on my layover? Playing a video game? So I'm done bidding. Let me turn this, close my laptop, And I'm gonna go upstairs and have a few cherries because I can't stop eating them, and maybe play a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3 and contemplate taking a sleeping aid in maybe an hour and a half or so, and just hopefully knocking myself out because I have to wake up. In probably 11 hours from now. So I want to play this game, but I also want to get a good night's sleep. Blah, blah, blah. I keep talking. Let me talk to you later. Bye-bye. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. It is 3:45 a.m. here in Tampa. So, that means it's 12:45 back home, which is exactly what it feels like right now to my body. I think that my body and my mind have been broken enough in terms of time zones that I'm not affected too much by the 3 hours time difference between the east and west coast of the states. But this morning I'm feeling it. It's kind of brutal. I got in bed last night about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I don't think I got to sleep till about 10. And then, of course, I had to wake up at 3:15 this morning to get ready for work. So I'm feeling a little bit bamboozled, honestly. This morning I went to brush those last teeth, and I put Polygrip on my toothbrush. And I'm like, so yeah, it's a morning. I've got some caffeine in me. It hasn't hit yet. I'm going to run downstairs in a moment to grab whatever they have for a grab and go. But otherwise, I've got scones, I've got cherries, I've got some caffeine, and that should be enough to get me to Fort Lauderdale. I think we have a little bit of a sit, I think. And so I might be able to grab something if I need it. Otherwise, I'll grab something to eat in Vegas. We're supposed to get home by about 11 o'clock in the morning. First thing I have to do is hit Walmart to pick up some cat treats because I've run out, and that can't happen again. So I can't get to the house without treats. The cats would not be happy. And then they'll have their treats, and then we're all going to take a little nappy poo because Daddy's tired. I'll see you at the airport or in Fort Lauderdale or somewhere soon. All right? Have a great day. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, how are you? So I have no idea what I was filming, what I was talking about the last time I saw you. I'm sure I could dig through the gallery section and see what the last video was, but I really can't even. I am so overwhelmed. So, if you saw my community post recently, you heard that I dropped my phone through the middle of the space between the elevator and the floor. I was on the second floor. My phone was up, chest high. It dropped like an Olympic diver. It went right between the space between the elevator door and the floor. And it dropped 2 stories. And however further down the elevator shaft goes after the first floor, it dropped all the way down there. I'm on my phone speaking to you as I am at the moment, so clearly I got my phone back, but drama and trauma. But speaking of drama and trauma, the sun is very hot. I'm in my uniform, so I'm going to speak to you once I get in the car and get the air conditioning on. But oh my gosh, guys, I have a problem. I have a real problem. I went the last 3, almost 4 days without my cell phone. It's been hell. I have a problem. To be without my phone. Oh, I'll tell you all about it once I find my car. Hey guys, hi. Hello everybody. And my cell phone, hi honey. Welcome home. I've missed you so much. Oh my God, I've missed you so. I have missed my phone. Guys, losing my phone. I've never lost a cell phone. I've never been through this. Especially in such a spectacular manner. Everything has to be drama, right? So I've never lost a cell phone. So it felt like for the past 3.5 days, it felt like I've been walking around like I was in Bird Box with my eyes covered or wearing mittens. It feels like a layer of my senses was removed. I mean, because what do you do without your phone? I tried using my tablet, which I haven't used in a real long time, and to even access it, it wanted a second verification, so it was sending a code to my cell phone. right? I mean, I had no access to anything. It was so stressful, guys. But so I just told you a moment ago, as I was looking for my car, suddenly everybody has a white HRV. I couldn't find my car, but here we are now. It's about 85 degrees. That's beautiful here in Las Vegas. A little bit of a breeze. Can't beat it. It's going to be molten hot later on this afternoon, so I'll enjoy this. But I was just telling you how I lost my phone. It was 3:45 in the morning. I'm walking to the excuse me. Excuse me. I'm so excited. I was walking into the elevator. I've got my luggage I'm pulling my luggage in this hand. In my right hand, I've got an energy drink and my phone pinched between these fingers. Like, why am I holding both with one hand? I don't know. My phone should have been in my bag. But I step into the elevator and my phone tumbles out of my hand end over end like the bone in 2001, in Kubrick's 2001. Over and over and over. And I saw it happen in slow motion, and it slipped right between the gap between the elevator and the floor, like Greg Louganis, who's an Olympic diver, like him slipping into the water without making a splash. That's how my cell phone went right into the gap between the elevator and the floor. And I just literally just stared at it for a beat. I'm like, numb, instantly numb. Like it felt like honestly someone just snapped my finger and broke it. I mean, I was like, I don't know where that came from, but I was like suddenly shocked. I get in the elevator. The door opens up downstairs. I walk to the front desk calmly, and I don't know how I remained calm. I don't know how I remained civil, because when I make a stupid mistake, when I do something stupid, I'm a child. I'm an immature child. And I will act out. I will throw a fit. I will make sure everyone around me knows how flawed they are because I made such a stupid mistake, because I can't handle the responsibility for making my own mistakes. I'm growing because I didn't throw a fit. I'm very happy with that. But I calmly asked them if maintenance or somebody had access to the elevator shaft. If they could retrieve my phone at some point, if it was in any survivable form. She said, yeah, she took my email address. Excuse me. 3 days at the house with my cats, and this is what's happening. So she said, yes, we'll email you when we're able to get to it. I went to work. We had to fly from Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, back to Tampa, and then to Las Vegas. When I got home, I went right to Walmart to buy some cat treats because I was out again. And then I went home and I raced to my laptop, and I went on to Spirit's got a couple flight attendant pages. Yes, I can say Spirit, and I can wear my uniform as long as I'm compliant. Excuse me. I'm a little congested from the cats. The social media policy has changed a little bit. I'll tell you about that in a moment. So I jump on a couple flight attendant pages and say, desperately pleading with anybody who's going to be in Tampa at this hotel to grab my phone for me if they can. Nobody replied at first, so I started making plans to fly to Tampa. So I was going to jump on Spirit at the 9:30, 9:40 flight that night, and then I was going to get a United flight back to Houston and then to Las Vegas the following morning. Yes, all of that to get my phone. I would have gladly done it. But thankfully, two of my coworkers were kind enough, Tamara, and what is her name? Is it Angelica? I think it's Angelica. An angel. There were two of them. They were working this flight. Said they would pick my phone up. And so it was 3.5 days without my phone. I don't know how I survived it. Honestly, guys, it was hell. And so this morning, Tamara was going to be flying in at 11 something. So I threw my uniform on because it's easier to get through the airport in uniform and through security. So I flew to the airport and met her at the gate, and I retrieved my phone from her. She just thought I left it there accidentally. She didn't know the drama of how I actually managed to leave it there. But so she laughed when she heard that. But now I have my phone. All is well. All is well. I don't know how I survived it. I really don't know. I mean, I think I've got a problem. I think we all have a problem now, depending on our phones. But literally, I couldn't do anything without my phone. Thank goodness I had my work tablet, so I could book tickets easily through a couple apps that we use. I could have used my laptop, but it was just easier through the tablet. I have my laptop so I could play video games, but I swear I could have picked my nose out of boredom. I did go to a couple meetings, but I was like depressed without my phone. I slept all the time without my phone. The cats loved it because I gave them more attention. I didn't have my phone to keep me distracted, but blah, blah, blah. That's the story of how I left my phone in Tampa. I'm very congested. So, social media policy has changed. We received this email. Now, if you know me, you know my story, and you know how my channel had to change last year. The content had to change a little bit because the social media policy, I had kind of run off the rails with the social media policy. And without really paying attention, I had kind of gone right off the edge and and just not following some directions that were supposed to be followed. So some content had to change. And then we received this read file regarding our social media policy. So of course I'm not supposed to be negative or, do anything wrong or break any of the rules that are still left intact. But I can now proudly tell you who I work for and say it out loud and wear my uniform. And if my wings happen to show, oh well, right? As long as I'm compliant, as long as my uniform is compliant, I'm not wearing some additional pieces or, not wearing my lanyard or something. As long as I'm in compliance, I can show you my uniform. I can say who I work for. Still, you're not going to, hear about hotel names and stuff like that. But I don't have to be secretive about who I work for. I do have to remind you periodically that, as always, everything I have to say is my own opinion, not the airlines, of course. And I'm probably going to stay away from sticky topics like any thoughts or opinions on like that horrible crash in India or anything like that. So I'm still going to restrain myself when it's appropriate, but I can tell you now who I work for. But again, if I have opinions, and I am full of them, it's always going to be my own, not my employer's, right? You know that. So you're going to be able to see me more comfortably and more naturally back in my uniform and not even having to worry about my wings. At one point I was literally draping stuff over my wings, but my gosh. And what else? There's something else. Somebody asked about Vienna sausages. So somebody sent me a package that had some Vienna sausages in it. And I admitted that it's been 40 plus years since I've eaten them. And they're not my favorite thing. So I have to donate them to somebody. If they're a food kitchen or a food something distributor here. But someone asked me, why didn't I eat Vienna sausages? First off, texture. It's 100% texture. But back when I was a kid, we were poor. We were poor. And whatever, we probably weren't that poor, but my mother spent every dollar on drugs and alcohol. There was rarely enough money for food left over. And when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, I was hoarding food because I was never quite sure when I was going to be able to eat next. Honestly, it was that bad. For dinner, we would eat dry Cheerios sometimes because milk was expensive. Jim Beam was also expensive and, all that, but she chose to buy that rather than milk, my mother. And later on, in between 10 and 14, I lived in Germany with my mother and her second and then third husband. But even those years in Germany, while things were improved financially and there was always food around, in times of stress, I would revert back to hoarding food, and I would hide it around in my room. And of course, I was a child and didn't know what is, what is perishable and what is non-perishable. So I would it was horrible. It was and messy. But at 14, I volunteered to work in a food shelter, when you distribute food to people who are needy. I forget what it's called, but I volunteered to work in this food donation place, and they would take donations from people. And I don't know, in times of stress, I would reach for food. I would either hoard it or I would gorge. I wouldn't throw up, but I would like eat. And I remember being in this closet, putting food away, and there were these Vienna sausages, and I sat there in this closet. I don't know what was going on in my life at the time. I was having a difficult time. I was 14, and the other thing I would do when I was this stressed, or this when I didn't feel, I guess, emotionally safe, I would make lists of ways I would kill myself. This is how I would handle stress, eating, and then making this list of ways I could, check out of the party. I was not a well child, and I just remember gorging these Vienna sausages. And if you've never had one, the texture is something else. And I just remember even like, whoa. So I know, long story you didn't need to hear, right? That is why I don't eat Vienna sausages. And what else is going on? I think that's it. That's going to be it for this video. Ending on a high note. Why do you watch me? Why do you watch me? So thank you for joining me on this trip. And thank you for being so patient to go so long without a video. I will talk to you guys in the next one, which will start later on today, because I've got a work trip to Orlando this evening. So I'll see you soon. All right. Fly safe. Bye.